Good evening, my friends. I want to talk about personality and limbic impairment and trauma this evening. If you are in limbic impairment recovery and you're in stage 2 or 3, stick around for the last part because it's going to be the most relevant for you. It's a really interesting and common phenomenon if you've experienced early childhood trauma, if you grew up in a volatile home, whether emotionally, psychologically, or physically, that your personality before you recover and while you're in recovery doesn't necessarily express who you truly are. The first way this can manifest is for a lot of us, our perceived personality is actually just trauma responses. And here's how that goes. We might have a lot of people, I've heard this so many times. Oh, I just have a type A personality. I'm just really responsible and hardworking, and I need to be productive all the time and achieve a lot. And a lot of times, and always have life moving at a fast pace. A lot of times that's just being in fight or flight and sympathetic overdrive. And the only way that we can feel like our life is matching the pace that our brain and nervous system are moving at is to have a really overstimulating life. Or you might be really shy. You might have learned that the only way to stay safe in your home growing up was to be a wallflower, to observe, but not engage. You might be an empath. You may have learned how to attune to people and their emotional states really well to predict the volatility so you could protect yourself from it. You might be the family jokester or comedian, and that's another way that human beings earn approval and find a place of safety and acceptance and peace in a certain sense in our lives, in our families, in our friend circles, all of that. Same thing with being an overachiever, being the responsible one, being the goody two-shoes, being the hard worker. Those are all ways that we can channel our energy when relationships and relaxation and relaxing, being social, having hobbies and interests and creative pursuits wasn't available or didn't feel safe. And as we go through recovery, a couple different things can happen as we start to move into recovery from limbic impairment, from any kind of trauma, that we find that either we realize, wow, I don't actually know what my personality is, or, oh, wow, I haven't seen my actual personality in a long time. And for some people, we develop a strong personality, but then trauma alters that. For some of us, we never had enough safety in our childhood environment to actually, for who we really are on an authentic, vulnerable level, to be able to surface. Your personality requires an environment of safety and acceptance and nurturing and provision for your desires. If you're really self-expressive, that your parents and family and friends celebrate that. If you're shy, that's accepted and allowed, and that your interests, whatever they may be, are approved of, and that you're provided what you need to pursue them. It doesn't happen for most of us in volatile and tumultuous environments. And as you move through that, so just to reassure you, you will either rediscover an expanded version of the personality, the person you know yourself as, or you will get to discover that person for the first time. And know that as you go through this process, one thing that's really key and essential for your success is to maintain a level of detachment from your perceived identity, how you perceive yourself as, whatever personality traits you identify with. Keep a healthy detachment from them, because it's impossible to know when we're in this how much of that is authentic and how much of that is trauma kind of molded from being in an environment that wasn't safe, or certain experiences that made you feel unsafe in certain ways. And as you go through this, for those in stage 2 and 3 in limbic recovery, especially if you never really felt like you got the chance to have a personality, know that stages 2, 3, and 4 is rewiring your core ways of being, reintegrating into life, and maintenance levels of recovery are where you get the chance to create the safe environment for your inner child, for your inner teenager, to have full self-expression for the first time. If you've always felt that you were kind of forced to overdo it, or that you were really shy or boring or excluded, know that as you enter that time in your recovery, you're going to be able to create a safe place for yourself to experience all that you are, to feel safe bringing all of your qualities to the forefront. Maybe you're a really expressive person, but you've been shy your whole life, and you'll get the chance to be who you truly are as you progress. Just stay where you are. Know that that's coming if you're not there yet. It's okay to be where you are. You're building the foundation for that safety, that environment where you'll be able to really experience what you truly are, and not only experience that for yourself, but feel safe being that out in the world, in your relationships, sharing it with the world in whatever way you want to. That's all coming. I love you guys.